Before the doctor visits and the blood tests, there was just freedom. I was 22, studying mechatronics at a university in a mid-sized town in Germany. Two friends knocked on my door one afternoon and asked if I wanted to start a flat share with them. I said yes on the spot. My parents weren't thrilled. I didn't care. I was 22 and I wanted out. It wasn't a party flat. We were students with exams. We sometimes went back to our parents' houses just to sleep somewhere quiet when one of our flatmates was gaming or celebrating too loud. But on weekends, uni parties, cheap beer, the occasional blackout. Every 2 or 3 weeks, a proper one. Nothing unusual for a student. Or so I told myself. Then came the big one. At 26, I moved into a shared house with 20 people. 20. One house, one kitchen, 20 different ideas of what a quiet evening looks like. The atmosphere was mostly good, but with 20 people, there's always someone who doesn't fit. Always some friction. That's just how it works at that scale. And the drinking grew. Slowly at first. Once a week became twice a week. By 29, it was more. The environment made it easy. Someone was always celebrating something. Someone was always opening a bottle. I didn't need much convincing. I finished my diploma in mechatronics at 29. Then 2 years of nothing. Then I started a master's in mechanical engineering at 31. 3 semesters became 9. I stayed in that house for 9.5 years total. In 19 semesters, I probably did the actual work of 5. At 29, I started smoking weed. Not alone, always with others. It fit the lifestyle. Everything fit the lifestyle. By 31, I was doing almost everything almost every day. I had a side job as a church organist, a job I started at 18 and never gave up, not even then. But at 30, I remember driving to play the Sunday morning service, still drunk from the night before. One night we had driven an hour and a half to a club, stayed until 5:30 in the morning. One of my flatmates drove us home. I got in, changed, and drove straight to church. I was still drunk when I got back 3 hours later. I also remember driving to university during my master's after 4 hours of sleep, still half drunk from the night before. Met my fellow students, worked on a project. Listlessly, going through the motions, just doing enough to get by. Came home at noon, and by the time I walked through the door, people were already drinking again. And I joined them. Around 2011, I quietly left 2 music clubs and the university big band in which I had played the trombone for many years. Too many fixed dates, too many commitments. My lifestyle had no room for that anymore. Things that had once mattered were quietly dropped, one by one. The organist job was the one thing I never let go of. Everything else slowly disappeared. I didn't think of it as a problem. It was just life. It was just the house. Around 32, things got heavier in a different way. There was a woman in the house I had feelings for. They weren't returned. I don't think that caused the drinking. The drinking was already well established. But the low that followed didn't help. The weed didn't help either. Looking back, it probably made it worse. I wrote a song during that time. I don't have the lyrics anymore, just fragments. But I remember what it felt like to write it, like putting something heavy down for a moment. That's what 32 felt like. Still in the same house, still studying, still drinking. 2 years later, at 34, came the blood test. The enlarged liver, the doctor's face. If you haven't seen episode 1 yet, that's where this story continues. I'm bluntly healthy, and this is how it started.